Go to the source, though. I'll let the folks at the zoo take care of that. All right, we have had a little drop in our humidity. It did allow our morning temperatures to get a few degrees cooler this morning. We were in the 60s and lower 70s. In fact, that 74-degree low at the airport is 2 degrees below our normal. Not exactly record territory. We can get into the low 60s, so I was a little more optimistic than what actually happened with our cold front. The dew points did drop somewhat, but not dramatic. A lot of the models had indicated maybe more widespread 60s, and it's been more 60s and lower 70s. And that's about where we're going to stay through the next several days. These are the dew points as we head through the next several days at the airport. May have a more significant drop in humidity going into early next week, but I'll believe it when I see it. And as far as the dew points on the North Shore as well, again, maybe more inclined for the next couple of days to have the upper 60s compared to more the low 70s south of the lake. Today's high was 90. Now, we did get some rainfall around. No measurable rain, though, today at Kenner, but had a few spotty showers and thunderstorms. 80s at the moment on both sides of the lake, still, though, 90s out over Gonzales and Baton Rouge. And again, those dew point values didn't drop dramatically, but a little bit of a help as we start September now. 87 is our current temperature. A little bit of a breeze as well out of the east at 15 miles an hour with a few spotty showers on radar. North of the lake is where we will start with some of this rainfall moving kind of towards slowly the west. Again, we have that easterly wind, so some of the activity north of St. Benedict, Covington and Madisonville, and then south of the city down the bayou and around the Houma area have had a few brief downpours. No lightning within those, but did have a couple of earlier thunderstorms with a mix of sun and clouds much of the day today. Now, the reason I don't think our dew points dropped quite as much, if you remember going back to last week, the upper pattern that I was talking about, we'd had that upper troughing. The upper troughing based on the forecast was going to be much, much deeper. When you look at the water vapor, how the upper atmosphere is right now moving, notice it's not coming from the north down south. It's almost moving due east. So it's keeping the cooler air farther north, and we actually still have some influences of an upper level high. So where we're getting our air from out west, temperatures there are still in the upper 80s and 90s. Where you do find the spotty cooler temperatures across the southeast is mainly because of clouds and rainfall. So much of the southeast did not really see much of a temperature drop, nor did we get a major drop in humidity. Again, it's little things, but again, a better sign with these upper troughs that hopefully we do start getting into real cold front sooner. And wait a couple more weeks. Once we get toward mid to late September, that is when we start tapping into some of that colder air up into Canada. And as we get further into September, the days start getting shorter, the nights longer, and that air up north starts getting colder and eventually makes its way south. Spotty showers during the day today. I think most of that will come to an end over the next hour or so. And then going into our day tomorrow, again, more spotty rain in nature. Not expecting much rain really for most of this week. A fairly quiet start to our September, and a quiet start to our September, which is the busiest month of hurricane season. Right now, the areas that I'm more interested in are the ones that are close to home. We do keep getting these frontal boundaries off into the Gulf and Atlantic waters. Nothing there right now. There have been some indications of maybe something to kind of kick off around the Florida area or off the East Coast, but at the moment, models not very aggressive, and currently the Hurricane Center not highlighting it. Where they are highlighting is an area we've been talking about since last week. This little wave that is now almost due south of the Cabo Verde Islands has a medium 50% chance of development. That far out, we would have a lot of time to watch it, and as of right now, most of the model guidance, including all of the ensemble members, keep it out over the open Atlantic, kind of making that turn well off the East Coast. So not an issue for the Gulf. 80s to lower 90s over the next couple of days. May see more lower mid 90s going into the end of the week. Another weak front approaches, triggering a few spotty showers for the weekend, but relatively speaking, pretty nice as we start September.
All right, Chris, thank you. Well, Sunday, heavy rain led to